This is the second week of Advent. We just heard about John the Baptist proclaiming to prepare the way of the Lord. Every valley shall be filled, every mountain and hill made low. The crooked shall be made straight, the rough ways made smooth, and all flesh shall see the salvation of God. Isaiah is talking about the whole world being healed, made whole, ultimate healing, ultimate wholeness, God's peace. We're in the season of preparation, and I'd like to look at one of the building blocks of Advent, represented by our 4 Advent lights: hope, peace, joy, love. This week is about peace. Jesus said, "Peace I give to you." And the Aramaic word that Jesus used was shalom. Shalom translates into Hebrew as shalom. In English, we say, "Peace be with you." In Hebrew, we would say, "Shalom Aleichem." And just so you know, the response to that greeting is Aleichem Shalom, which obviously means back at you, or really, unto you, peace. Now here's something interesting, because unfortunately our word peace does not really cover the larger meaning of shalom at all. In English, the word peace has a couple definitions. It can be defined as freedom from disturbance. It can be defined as a period of time when there is no war. But what we're missing in this English translation is that shalom means health and wholeness. In Hebrew, the word we translate as well-being, well, in good health, all comes as one word, shalom. The true biblical shalom means an inward sense of health and safety, and more than that, a sense of completeness and wholeness, a connection to God. Here's an example. In Matthew, Jesus says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." In this verse, Jesus is not referring to mediators or political negotiators. He's talking about those people who know that they are God's children, who carry an inner sense of wellness and safety that comes through their connection with God. Peacemakers are like people in God's peace, people of shalom. In English, this definition for God's peace has gotten split off into other words. In English, we've come to define that sense of shalom in the words wholeness and holiness. But when we light this Advent candle, when we think about peace, I hope that you will include the idea of health and wholeness and connection with God. Because this sense of shalom, this sense of wholeness, holiness, means that our individual sense of health and peacefulness and well-being are all directly and intimately connected to our Creator. And that suggests that we are all intimately connected to one another and to all of creation. Of course, saints and holy people have been pointing this out for centuries. Here are 2 excerpts that speak to the concept of shalom, this idea of wholeness in God in creation. From St. Patrick's prayer, "I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. I arise today through the strength of heaven, light of sun, brilliance of moon, splendor of fire, speed of lightning, swiftness of wind, depth of sea, stability of earth, firmness of rock. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ in breadth, Christ in length, Christ in height. The second prayer speaks to shalom from the Anasazi tradition. It struck me this week that beauty is yet another word for shalom. In beauty all day long may I walk. Through the returning seasons may I walk. On the trail marked with pollen may I walk. With dew about my feet may I walk. With beauty before me may I walk. With beauty behind me may I walk. With beauty below me may I walk. With beauty above me may I walk. With beauty all around me may I walk. We are in the second week of Advent, a week that we recognize and celebrate God's peace. Peace be with you. May you walk in beauty. Shalom.